Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. It's your first time, you're absolutely welcome. My name is Jola Olua Owotomo. I'm a fourth-year medical student living in Nigeria, and my channel is about faith, medicine and lifestyle. In this video, I'll be talking about life truths you should know in your 20s. Why did I choose this topic? Well, growing up, I experienced different shades of life, and I'm still experiencing, by the way, but some of them caught me off guard, and I believe that if I was informed earlier about these things, it would have been a lot easier for me. So this is why I'm taking up the role to inform my younger ones that are yet to experience this aspect of life, or my friends that are already experiencing it, that it is absolutely normal and you are not alone in this. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. First point is, it's okay to want to be loved. As we grow up, biologically, different aspects of our body begin to develop, including our emotions. And this becomes an issue when we begin to live our life based off of these emotions. It's okay to want to be loved, whether in romantic relationship or in normal friendship. But when you begin to make irrational decisions and give excuse because of your emotions, then something is absolutely wrong. So I want you to know that when you begin to feel like this, there's only one person that I know and I can assure you of, that created this thing emotion inside of you, and it can help you with it. It can help you navigate it. So this is my advice. When you begin to feel like you want to be loved desperately, you should begin to express yourself to that person. But if you don't even have a relationship with that person, how will you be able to talk to the person when this issue of emotions comes in play? My next point is that you can be broke, but you don't have to stay broke. I'm sure we all have been broke at one point or the other in our lives, and maybe some people are even broke right now. I want you to know that that's absolutely normal. We all have experienced it, and maybe we still experience it. But when you begin to also live your life, or begin to develop some negative thoughts because of you are broke, and you become so desperate to want to get rich, I think that is a big problem that you should address. And these days we have different opportunities out there where you can lay hold of something and do something just to fetch you money. But I want to also advise that you don't do everything because of money. There are times I've done things because I wanted money and I know where it led me to. And on the other hand, I've done some things because, not just because of money, but because of the experience and what I will gain, and it has done me a lot of good. So I want you to keep in mind that as much as you want money, also try and get value, because it's from value that you can have a source of income that cannot run dry, because this thing is inside of you and you can always pour out whenever you need money. My next point is that you have a toxic trait. I'm sorry I had to be the one to tell you that, but you also have a toxic trait and not the other person all the time. I know these days we've been told and we are constantly being reminded about red flags in relationship, toxic traits and all. As much as that is right, I want you to also know that you also have a toxic trait. And keeping that in mind, you will be able to give people grace when you see them manifesting their weakness, their toxic trait, their red flags. And this is not me saying you should sideline or sweep under the carpet these toxic traits, but it just makes you think critically when you want to address every situation, and you're not just very emotional about it, but you are practical that, okay, this person did this, that is fine, but what if this is the person's weakness? What if this is the person's toxic trait? I also have a toxic trait, so it makes you give people grace in life. My next point is that not everyone will appreciate your being. Yes, as you begin to grow older, you realize that not everyone wants you, number one, and not everyone will appreciate whatever you are doing. But irrespective of that, I want you to continue to do you and be you, so far you are on the right lane. And this will help you a lot in becoming self-confident. Self-confidence should not always stem of you trying to prove to someone that, oh, I'm the best, I'm better, I'm this, I'm that. You should actually want to be confident because you know you are good by yourself, and you don't want to live off of people's comments, whether negative or positive. My next point is that family is your last line of defense. Allow me to use this illustration. Imagine there's war in a kingdom, and all majority of the soldiers have gone to war. Then there are still some soldiers that will still be in the city at that time, protecting the king, because the king is the first citizen of that kingdom, so he has to be protected. And those soldiers are the last line of defense of that kingdom entirely. And let's bring it back to family. When something terrible happens to an individual, his or her family member are the first person to care for them, whether financially or physically or emotionally, to support you, provided you have a sane family, because we have to accept that not everyone has that picture perfect family. So when life happens in such a way, we begin to see how much we should love our family. Whereas if we had done that earlier, when something like that happens, it will be very easy to go all out. So someone said that it is a child that you nourish that will nurture you later in life. This goes also for the family. It's a family that you nourish that will nurture you later in life. I know we've been told to build friendships outside, and that is very good. But also, family is very important. Take care of your family, and it will do you so much good. That you will grow out of some friendship, and that is absolutely normal. Someone said some time ago that some things you like or some things you admire 10 years ago, you don't like them again. And this is so true. And sometimes it scares me that, oh my God, this thing called marriage, something you will like earlier in your life, maybe your 20s, when you get to your 30s, will you be able to deal with it? And it makes me think a lot concerning marriage. So this also goes for friendship. You grow out of some friendship because there are some things that you admire when you were younger, and now you can't even stand it right now. And I want you to know that this is absolutely normal. It is fine, but you don't always have to cut every friendship, in that you don't have to let go totally. You can still be friends from afar or at a distance, but you are not as close to that person again, which is absolutely fine. I want you to have peace with this, and your life will be so beautiful. My next point is that giving and letting go can be very hard at times, even as a Christian. I'm a believer, and I'm a big believer in forgiveness. So in my church where I attend, my pastors all hammers on forgiveness all the time. But there was a season that I struggled so much with forgiveness, and it was not like I did not want to, but it was just so hard for me to. And I want you to know that it is absolutely normal. But I want you to also know that you not forgiving because you don't want to is a very bad thing. During those periods where I was struggling with forgiveness, I knew that I had to eventually. It might take me time to heal totally and let go completely, but I knew that I must still forgive this person because I want to get to heaven, and also for peace of mind. And this is a cliche that forgiveness is for you and not for the other person. Well, if you have not experienced it, you would not really understand. But I have experienced it, and I totally understand that forgiveness is majorly for myself and not for the person I'm forgiving. And my last point, which is not the least, is that God is sovereign. All the things I've said, I want you to know that God knows everything about this, and He knows that we're going to experience this at one point or the other in our lives. And the best part of this is just submitting to him and letting him take total control of your life, such that you don't have to struggle at every junction of your life. God is wiser than every other person. His wisdom, our wisdom is counted as foolishness in his sight. So I want you to know that no matter how we try to navigate life, you should also keep in mind that God is sovereign, and if you submit to him, your life will be a lot easier. So if you are not done that before, or maybe you have backslided, I want you to know that this is another opportunity for you to still surrender to him. Tomorrow might not come, so please know in mind that God is sovereign and he knows all things. So just give him the driver's seat of your life. When we travel, we trust that our drivers will drive us to a destination of our choice safely. So why not trust God, who is greater than driver, and he will drive you safely. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for staying to this point. On your way out, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.